Peter Bardens left to twiddle his knobs elsewhere in 1978. So Latimer and Ward were left to come up with a new concept.
We have a couple of tracks from the album tonight. This is the first, Live.
A concept album about a Japanese soldier on an island.
There's no turning back, nowhere to hide.
1984, and another concept album about the Cold War. And a drag queen. Obvious.
She's got shoes, hey. Check it over.
By 1992, Andy Latimer was the only original member of the band left.
I was left with nothing, really. I was left with just a name, no band, nothing. And the name, almost, at that time, was a curse, too. You know, everybody in England was going, oh, Camel? Oh, dinosaurs, you know.
Andy sold his house, took the proceeds to California, and used the money to establish a .com company to market his own albums to the faithful. His latest? A concept album about a camel in the desert. And it sent the camel tribe wild once more.
What's that? Camel.
I listen to Andy Latimer. He plays the guitar and makes me cry.
No, I tell you what, you take that camera into there.
Yes, the camel caravan still stretches from the West Midlands to the west coast of America, where Andy still lives and conceptualises to this very day. And we think that's groovy, man.
And now for one of the great what-ifs of rock history. Brian Ferry actually auditioned for this band. Picture the scene. Raven black fringe, dinner jacket, suave. Cat's foot, iron claw. Neurosurgeons scream for more at paranoia's poisoned door. I'm not seeing that. It's twaddle.
Yeah, take these. What are they? Salt and mercury, effective against the dark forces.
Everything is dark, hidden, sinister.
This stuff kind of stomps you into the ground. Kills your dog. And throws you out the house like.
There is always a dark side. For Prog, it was Robert Fripp and King Crimson. In the summer of '69, after only 20 gigs, the West Country Warlocks were invited to play with the Stones in Hyde Park in front of 650,000 people. But the summer of love was over.
Things were changing. It wasn't all sweetness and light.
And when they came out with this first album, it was a bit of a shock to most people. And the cover.
Wow.
In the court of the Crimson.
In the court of the Crimson King blew away both the critics and the other members of the band. By 1972, Fripp's schizoid crew was reduced to just one, himself. A new band was called for. Bill Bruford, fur hat. John Wetton, bass and Burberry. And Jamie Muir, fur coat and lunatic stage antics.
He would climb the PA stacks, in front of a stunned crowd in Preston Civic Hall on a rainy Thursday.
Whirling chains, hitting tuned Domestos bottles.
Blood capsules.
I couldn't believe it. Crikey, metal work the next day. We just started banging things around.
Having caused chaos in classrooms all over Britain, Muir left to join a Tibetan monastery in Scotland. but they soldiered on, recording the album Red, which Kurt Cobain, amongst others, believed to be the greatest album of all time. But for Fripp, the unimaginable was about to happen.
Top of my head blew off. I saw what, if you like, real freedom as a human being is. And at this time, King Crimson was just about poised to be the most successful rock band in Europe.
I just got a phone call one morning from Robert, and he said, I want to take a year off.
So Fripp stopped off to a spiritual retreat for 3 years. In 1978, he returned as a jobbing musician to New York, where, amongst other things, he recorded Heroes with David Bowie. But by 1981, Crimson were back.
Robert Fripp, its founder guitarist, says King Crimson is a way of doing things. Well, the current way of doing things includes Bill Bruford back with the band on drums.
Wait for it, Robert had appeared again. Hey!
With ex-Talking Heads man Adrian Belew on vocals and Tony Levin on Thing, some fans were confused.
I didn't recognise it at all as King Crimson when I first heard it. Where's the mellotron? What's this blokey going on about?
I didn't know what to think.
And then the penny drops, then you get what it's about, and then you recognise it as King Crimson.
I want you here to see it!
Many years ago I gave up trying to predict whether there in fact would be a King Crimson at breakfast the next morning or not. It was one of those jobs you enjoyed in the evening, and if it was there tomorrow, next week, or with an album in a year's time, you were grateful.
Even more unpredictably, Crimson are still going, as is Fripp, with his lovely young wife, punk diva and TV presenter, Toya.
Who's doing the washing up? Robert and I have been married. How long have we been married?
13 short years, dear.
13 short years, and we've worked very hard to keep it as spontaneous as possible.
They're mature guys.